Bonjour, Liz here from Frenchnotes.ie. So an awful lot of students have been sending me messages about how do I study for French, what way do I organise myself. So here will be the definitive answer of how you organise yourself for the French Leaving Cert exam, okay? So the first thing you need to have is a good A4 hardbacked French Notes copybook, okay? And I advise that you divide it in the following way. So in the first part of it, you should put any general vocab. Leave yourself about 10 pages for this, okay? So you're going to be putting all your conjunctions and, but, if, when, all of those should go into your general vocabulary. Then you should have a part of your copybook just specifically for thematic vocabulary, because remember, in the Leaving Cert French exam, it's all about themes. Education, health, social problems, environment, social media, things like that. So that should all go into your thematic vocabulary. Then you should look at your questions, okay? So your questions that come up in the reading section, like for example, relever, trouver, citer, all of these words, qu'est-ce que, est-ce que, all of these should go into your questions so that you can then understand the way questions are asked in your reading comprehensions. And remember, the reading comprehensions, they account for 30% of your exam, so it's a huge chunk of the exam. I would always have a grammar section in my French Notes copybook, okay? Your grammar, your different parts of grammar, like the construction, depuis, things like that, that should go in here, okay? That you should have your rules for your present tense, any unusual, irregular verbs and everything should go under grammar. Then here, I've kind of bunched these together. If this is your written, right? It'll either be an opinion, a diary, or a narrative. To be very honest with you, formal letters and all of that, I don't do them, I don't cover them because they're not always on the paper, so what's the point? For your opinion, your diary and your narrative, you could have, for example, different ways of opening an opinion piece, different ways of closing. How do you say however, on the other hand? So you need to have all of this in there and that you can refer to it. Then I'd say adjectives and synonyms would be really, really important. Adjectives, different ways of describing different things, okay? So you're not always kind of saying un grand problème. You could say, for example, une situation préoccupante, une situation inquiétante. So you need to be looking at your adjectives and how they work. Synonyms are very, very important because with synonyms, it really helps you to look at your vocabulary and how you can vary that vocabulary. And finally, you should have the vocabulary that tends to come up a lot in the listening section. So that is how I would suggest that you look at your French notes and divide your French notes copybook. I also have a video on how to work on your oral copybook. So that is a completely different copybook that I suggest that you should have. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me by sending an email to info@frenchnotes.ie or by clicking onto our website to find out more, www.frenchnotes.ie. Merci beaucoup.